The old church in Södra Råda was a timber church built in 1310 and the years onwards, burnt down in 2001, and then reconstruction work started in 2006 with foundations and then making the sills in 2007. As source material we had the burnt remains of the church and the remaining timber churches to study. Due to limited time and budget, we only worked 1 or perhaps 2 months every spring over the course of several years. As far as possible, we used authentic tools and methods for the chancel and sacristy, and on the nave we took some shortcuts by actually having the trees felled by chainsaw and transported by tractors out of the forest. Otherwise, we used axes for felling, horses for pulling out the timber, but we also used to use lorries for the transport to the building site because it was too far, much further than when they built the original one. Lifting methods, the way you all kinds of stuff. We now see the construction phase of the vaulted ceilings that are 3 clover one. This is the portal that I made, the upper part of. Here's the scaffolding in place as we're entering in through the nave, closing in on the chancel. The triumphal arch between the nave and the chancel was widened during the Reformation, so this is the original size. And the window in the eastern wall will have stained glass. Here is the sacristy, and on the floor in there you can see a horizontal drill press for drilling holes in shingles, and a little window to let in some light. That drill press is based on a finding in a church tower. The sacristy is where the priest keeps his clothing and the church silver and so on. It's like a wardrobe or dressing room. So inside the chancel you can go up the scaffolding. So have a look. Here, the 3 clover wooden vault. Daniel and Kalle is currently putting it together. So here is an example of a shortcut. It's a modern clamp because we just didn't have time to make contemporary ones. There are almost no preserved 3 clover vaults. There are traces of them in some churches, but usually they are replaced by stone vaults in later times. There are hand saws in the Middle Ages, but they are not used extensively. It's more common to use the axe for all kind of cutting. So let's go up the stairs in the scaffolding in the nave. Here you can see the vaulting starting to take shape in a nicely hewn surface of the logs. And the upper scaffolding. And here you see the naturally bent wood sourced from the forest. there was only one drawing of the one roof truss made in 1913. So unfortunately we didn't have much source material. I had to study other churches and see how they were made, because it was really difficult to get up in the attic. There was just a small hatch, so no one bothered to go up there and document it, unfortunately. The thing that was well documented was the paintings, of course. So you see the window goes up a little bit above the vault to give a bit of light to the attic as well. Now there's more light because it's not closed yet, of course. These rafters are spruce. They're approximately 10 centimeters or 4 by 4 inches, and they are 100 years old. It was a joy to cut them because they were really, really good quality. You can also see that the roof boards are sawn here in the nave. In the chancel they are hewn, split and hewn. The trees on the other side of the road where we cut these rafters were also 100 years old, but they were like half a meter in diameter, so totally different kind of owner on that side of the forest. So despite being so narrow, they are very, very strong timbers. Here we see the skave or pjål, which is kind of like a plane, but for fresh wood. Hand plane doesn't work well with green wood, it works in dried wood, but we work green, so we use this one. And here you can see part of the interior is treated with this one to make a smooth surface, but only part of it, only the parts you see close to the door and stuff like that, and where there is paintings you look at and stuff like that. So a lot of people have actually been fooled by it and says that it's all planed, but it isn't really. It's just where you look. So now we exit the chancel again out in the nave, and there is the future door made by my apprentice Amanda. This door is just temporary. Here are some pictures of the almost finished exterior. There will be shingles on all walls as well. Bigger than these roof shingles or smaller, so the wall shingles are larger. And here's the interior without the scaffolding.